This is the InMotion RS Midnight Lights. There's stuff you can do on this that I haven't been able to do on any other scooter. To show you what that is, I've got to grab some tools. The first thing you can do is raise up the deck, and it's very easy to do. You just need a couple Allen wrenches. There's 3 holes and there's a pin. You can see I have it set to the middle position, but you can lower it down here and raise it up here. The idea here is if you want to go faster, you want to lower the deck down because that lowers your center of gravity. And if you want to go off-road, you want more clearance, and so you set it to the highest position. On the other side is the bolt. Take a hammer, just got to tap it out. Oh, whew. There you go. It is now set to its lowest position. You got this piece, and you need to line it up with the right hole. So I'm gonna set it to the lowest position first. I punched that pin through, and now I just gotta add the screw and then retighten this, and that's how you do one wheel. And you just do the exact same thing on the rear wheel. I just finished up with the back one, so it is now set to its lowest position. I'm gonna take it out and might as well see how fast it can go. I also wanna check out the stability and see if there's a difference between the deck lowered and when it's raised up. Before I hit the road, let me walk you through the cockpit. On the right side is the power button. You got a nice looking LCD screen. Also got a full charge. If you let it set for about 30 seconds, it's gonna go into park mode, and you have to hit the plus button to take it out of park mode. Also have a half twist throttle. On the left side, you have another control pad. Top button is the headlight. Some orange eagle eyes in the front and in the back. Tail light along the rear fin. And when you hit the brake levers, that does flare up. You got turn signals as well. Shows up on the screen. You got a horn. Super loud. As far as power, you got 2 1500 watt motors. And I should be able to hit around 55 miles an hour.
Ready to rock and roll.
My app was a little bit finicky. It hit 55 and then it jumped back down to 50. It felt like 55. Stability up to 50 was awesome. It was solid, it felt good. I didn't really have to hold on super tight. From 50 to 55, that's when you lose a little bit of stability. Now I'm gonna put it back up on the stand, raise up the deck to the highest level, and show you what that looks like. Ooh, you got a lot more clearance. That's a huge difference. There's 50. So I don't know what was going on. I had a full throttle and I couldn't get up past 50 miles an hour. Anyways, at 50 miles an hour, it felt just like it did on the first run. The second thing you can change is the stem height. There's 4 clamps, so once you unloosen the bolts to each of those clamps, this just slides up and down. And then there are markings so you can know how far to go up and down. So this is set to the highest position, and I'm a 5'11" guy. It's actually too high for me. And one thing I don't like about this is that the stem is angled back towards the back of the scooter, which pushes you back, which isn't the most comfortable. I'm gonna lower it down and show you the difference. That's much, much better for my height. Still have a nice bend to my arm, but I don't feel like I'm crowded. The third thing you can adjust, I've seen on other scooters, but you have to come close. And it has to do with the dampening. If you look here, it has instructions. This is the dampening piece. I'm gonna increase both the front and the rear. So increasing the dampening, there shouldn't be a lot of play in the suspension. Let's see if that's true. Ooh. That was a ton of travel. I was not expecting that, so I'm gonna turn the dials the other way and see if there's a difference. Oh, I had that backwards. Before I move on to the app, I wanna show you one more thing you can do as far as comfort. And that's where these tools come into play. You can increase the tension on the spring. This is to make it so you don't bottom out. I did a video about how to change that and how it changes your ride. If you wanna check it out, I'll have that linked in the description. Now I wanna walk you through the app. First, you can lock it, and if you try to move it, it's got some hard braking. Oh, dang. Okay. In the settings, you can do a 0 to a non-zero start. Cruise control, you can run diagnosis, see if anything's going on. You can calibrate the vehicle. So this is vehicle calibration. You can also calibrate the gyro. So if your balance is a little bit off, you're getting some shaking, wobbling, try doing that first. Next is the acceleration force. So this is for each of the motors. You can set it from 0 to 100% for the front and 0 to 100% for the rear. I want to give you guys an acceleration demo. In order to do that, I want to compare it to another super scooter in the same price range. This is the Segway GT2 Pro, and it's one of the fastest scooters in my garage. I'm going to set both motors to the lowest level for the first test, but then I'll crank it up to 100%, see if it can beat it. Very slow for the first 10 feet, and then it picks up. Oh yeah. I think the InMotion had to jump off the line. I've got a new fastest scooter in my collection. I'm on my way to the hill test, but I wanted to talk about the stability as I'm holding on with just one hand. The stability on this is just awesome. And then the sound too, just sounds fantastic. The ride and feel is what you would expect when you pay $3,000 for a scooter. It's just a high-end feel. I dare say it's the best feeling scooter I've been on. This is over a 26% grade, and I'm gonna start at its steepest part. Oh yeah. Oh, jeez. You've got a lot of power for climbing. There's very few scooters, even super scooters, that can start in the middle of a 26% grade hill. I want to pause for a second and talk about the range and the battery size. There's a 70 volt, 30 amp hour battery, and they say that can take you up to 75 miles on a single charge. There are 2 charge ports. With one charger, it takes about 8 hours. You cut that in half if you have 2. I want to mention a few more stats, and that is the tires, which are actually huge tires, like 3.5 inches across. Those are road grade tires. They're tubeless, and they are quiet, even when going 55 miles an hour. I like all the reflectors on the side of the deck, 2 on each side, and then 3 on the back end. Now, the things that I didn't like about it, and the biggest one is the handlebar stem. I do not like the angle. It's pushed back way too far. It kills the space in the cockpit. And then you're all crunched up like this when you're going 45 miles an hour. I actually get some hand and arm fatigue. And so what I've done to counter that is just put my foot on the fin, but then my leg goes sore numb after a few miles. The wiring's a little bit messy, just a lot going on. The only other thing I didn't like was that little bit of wobble when you hit 55 miles an hour. Overall, it's actually a really good scooter. Now, if you want to compare other super scooters in a similar price, so you can see how well this one did, I'll have them here and here. One of those scooters is going to be the Segway GT2, and I'll just let you know right now that I like this one better than that. But go watch that and let me know what you guys think. And as always, thanks for watching and take care.